There are moments in life so sudden, so devastating, that they cleave your existence into a stark before and after. 1 second, you're living a vibrant, unburdened life. The next, you're thrust into a reality where everything is different. And the very landscape of your body, your identity, is irrevocably altered. For Maya, a young woman full of dreams, that moment arrived with brutal, unforgiving force. A catastrophic accident left her with wounds that ran far deeper than skin, scars that marred her physical appearance, but also threatened to consume her spirit, whispering lies about who she was and who she could never be again. She faced an agonizing journey of physical healing, but the real battle raged within. How do you embrace a body that feels alien? How do you face a world that now stares, whispers, or even worse, turns away? She was a stranger in her own skin, convinced that her scars were a mark of shame, a permanent barrier to happiness, love, and acceptance. She believed her story was over, her beauty lost, her future defined by the very wounds that had saved her life. But what if scars aren't just reminders of what was lost, but powerful maps of resilience? What if, from the deepest pain and the most profound changes, a strength can emerge that allows you to live more fully, more authentically than ever before? This is the extraordinary, raw, and utterly triumphant story of Maya. It's a testament to the quiet suffering many endure, the profound courage it takes to redefine beauty and embrace imperfection, and the remarkable journey of how one soul, marked by tragedy, learned to not just survive, but to truly live, finding purpose and profound self-love in the scars that taught her how to live. Prepare to be deeply moved, because this is a heartfelt chronicle about the unyielding power of inner beauty and fierce self-acceptance. Maya had always been a ray of sunshine, bright, vivacious, with a contagious laugh and an effortless grace. She was a natural artist, her canvases bursting with color and life. She loved fashion, photography, and expressing herself through vibrant clothing choices. Her face, framed by cascades of dark, curly hair, was open and expressive, quick to smile. She believed in beauty, in joy, in the boundless possibilities of life. She had a close-knit group of friends, a loving family, and a future that seemed as bright and unblemished as her own youthful skin. She was studying art in college, dreaming of opening her own gallery, of filling the world with the beauty she saw all around her. Her relationships were easy, built on shared laughter and mutual understanding. She was confident, comfortable in her own skin, celebrating her unique style and personality. She loved being seen, loved connecting with people, and believed that true beauty was a reflection of the happiness within. She had never known true hardship, never experienced profound pain that left visible marks. Life for Maya was an open canvas waiting for her vibrant strokes. Then, in a single terrifying instant, her world shattered. It was a Saturday afternoon. Maya was driving home from an art supply store, excited about a new project. She was at a traffic light, singing along to the radio, when a distracted driver ran a red light, colliding head-on with her car. The world erupted in a cacophony of screeching metal, shattering glass, and then a horrifying silence. Maya woke. Up in a hospital, her body screaming in pain, her mind a dizzying fog. Her face, her arms, her chest, all heavily bandaged. Her parents sat by her bedside, their faces etched with profound grief and terror. They spoke in hushed tones, their words blurred by the medication, but the gravity in their eyes was undeniable. Extensive injuries, she heard. Facial trauma, burns, multiple fractures. The words felt distant, unreal. When the bandages were eventually removed, the reflection in the mirror was a stranger. Her once smooth skin was now a patchwork of angry red scars, particularly prominent across one side of her face and arm. Her vibrant features were distorted, reshaped by the trauma. The girl she knew, the girl who loved beauty and effortless expression, was gone. In her place was a stranger, marked and scarred, a raw reminder of the accident that had stolen her former self. The initial weeks and months were a blur of excruciating pain, endless surgeries, and grueling physical therapy. The physical healing was slow, agonizing, but the emotional pain was far deeper, far more pervasive. She felt immense shame, a profound sense of loss. She avoided mirrors. She avoided photos. She avoided people. The world that had once seemed so open and accepting now felt like a place of judgment, filled with staring eyes and whispered comments. She saw the pity in the eyes of her friends, the heartbreak in her parents' faces. She became a recluse, retreating into her apartment, pulling the curtains shut on a world she no longer felt she belonged to. Her art, once her sanctuary, now felt impossible. How could she create beauty when she felt so profoundly unbeautiful? How could she express joy when her heart was filled with such sorrow? Her canvases remained blank, her paints dried. The silence in her apartment was deafening, filled only with the echoes of her past laughter and the chilling reality of her altered reflection. She believed her story was over, her chapter closed, a cautionary tale of beauty lost. She felt utterly broken, her spirit as scarred as her skin. Years passed, but Maya remained trapped in the shadows of her physical and emotional scars. The initial raw pain of the burns and fractures had faded, replaced by chronic discomfort and a constant awareness of her altered appearance. She underwent multiple reconstructive surgeries, but the scars remained, stark reminders of the accident that had stolen her old life. She rarely left her apartment, venturing out only for necessities, always with her face obscured by large sunglasses, a wide brunch hat, or a scarf. She cut ties with most of her old friends, convinced they pitied her or were simply uncomfortable with her changed appearance. Her art career was a distant memory. She took a remote, data entry job, which allowed her to work from home, avoiding human interaction. Her parents, though loving, struggled to cope with her withdrawal. They tried to encourage her, to remind her of her inner strength, but Maya was deaf to their words. She felt immense shame, convinced she was a burden, a broken version of her former self. She lived in a self-imposed prison of regret and isolation. Her apartment was neat, but lifeless, devoid of the vibrant colors that once filled her world. She rarely cooked, subsisting on bland, easy meals. Her days were a monotonous blur of work, sleep, and the quiet despair of a future unlived. She felt like a ghost, a phantom of her former self, haunting the corners of a life she no longer recognized. She looked at old photos of herself, her vibrant, unblemished face beaming, and felt a profound ache, a longing for a past that was. Irrevocably gone. She constantly compared herself to others, the flawless faces on social media, the carefree laughter of strangers she saw from her window. Her self-worth plummeted to zero. She believed her scars were a permanent barrier to love, to happiness, to acceptance. Who would ever truly see her beyond her disfigurement? Who would ever truly love her, flaws and all? The voices in her head whispered insidious lies, telling her she was ugly, unlovable, broken beyond repair. She believed them. She truly believed. This was a battle she was destined to lose, a life sentence defined by her scars. She had lost everything, and now she was losing herself. Maya's life of quiet resignation continued until a peculiar invitation arrived in her mail. It wasn't a bill or junk mail. It was a brightly colored brochure for a local community art therapy workshop. The theme, Art from Within, expressing your inner landscape. It specifically mentioned being open to all abilities, all experiences, all forms of beauty. Maya, initially, scoffed. Art therapy? For her, a broken artist? And all forms of beauty? It felt like a cruel joke. She threw the brochure in the trash. But something nagged at her. The phrase art from within resonated. Her inner landscape was a tumultuous mess, but perhaps there was a tiny corner, a hidden space that still held a flicker of her old artistic spirit. She retrieved the brochure from the trash, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and a fragile, almost unbearable curiosity. The workshop was held in a small, unassuming community center not far from her apartment. The thought of leaving her safe haven, of being seen, filled her with dread. But the yearning to create, to connect with the lost part of herself, was stronger than her fear. She arrived at the workshop, wrapped in her usual protective layers, a wide-brimmed hat, oversized sunglasses, a scarf pulled high. She slipped into a seat in the back, hoping to remain unnoticed. The instructor, a warm-eyed woman named Elena, was leading a gentle introduction. Elena spoke of art, not as perfection, but as expression, as a way to heal, to process, to find beauty in imperfection. Her words resonated deeply with Maya. As the workshop began, Elena gave them a simple exercise. Paint whatever color they felt. Inside, Maya initially clutched her brush, paralyzed by fear. Her inner landscape felt like a chaotic storm of grays and blacks. But then, she thought of Elena's words, of the safe space she was creating. Slowly, hesitantly, she dipped her brush into a deep, vibrant red. It was the color of passion, of anger, of life she felt she had lost. She painted with a raw intensity, her hand trembling, the color bleeding across the canvas. For the first time in years, she felt something, truly felt it, and poured it onto the canvas. She didn't show her painting to anyone. She simply felt a quiet release, a small tremor of something familiar, something good. When the session ended, she quickly slipped out, still unnoticed, but carrying a tiny, fragile spark within her. She had created, she had felt, and for the first time since the accident, she felt a glimmer of hope. It was a silent, internal victory. She didn't know it then, but this small, anonymous act of self-expression was the first step on her journey to embracing her scars and rediscovering her strength. Maya continued to attend the art therapy workshops, always sitting in the back, always discreetly hiding her face. But each session, she poured more of her inner world onto the canvas. Her paintings became raw, emotional landscapes, swirling colors of grief, jagged lines of pain, but increasingly, vibrant bursts of yellow and gold representing fleeting moments of peace and hope. Elena, the instructor, a kind and insightful woman, noticed Maya's quiet intensity. She saw the hidden talent, the profound emotion in her abstract art. One day, Elena gently approached Maya after a session. "Maya," she said softly, "your work, it's incredibly powerful. It tells a story, a very brave one." Maya froze, her heart pounding. She braced herself for pity, for a well-meaning but awkward acknowledgement of her scars. But Elena's eyes held no judgment, only genuine admiration. "The way you use color, the emotion you convey," Elena continued, "it's breathtaking. Your inner landscape is truly beautiful." Her words, focused entirely on her art and her inner world, shattered Maya's expectations. Elena didn't mention her scars. She saw beyond them, straight to her spirit. In that moment, Maya felt a profound sense of validation, a quiet acceptance she hadn't dared to dream of. She slowly, hesitantly pulled down her scarf, allowing Elena to see her face. Tears welled in Elena's eyes, not from pity, but from the raw courage and vulnerability she witnessed. "Thank you," Elena whispered, her voice thick with emotion. "Thank you for sharing your true self." With Elena's unwavering support, Maya began to take monumental steps. She joined a support group for individuals with facial disfigurement, a terrifying but ultimately liberating experience. For the first time, she was surrounded by people who truly understood her pain, her struggles, her unique journey. She shared her story, her fears, her art. She learned that her scars were not a mark of shame, but a testament to her survival, her resilience. She started painting portraits of herself, not idealized versions, but raw, honest depictions of her scarred face, imbued with a newfound strength and defiance. These were her portraits of resilience. Maya's art became a powerful vehicle for advocacy. Elena encouraged her to exhibit her portraits of resilience at a local gallery. The exhibition was titled Unveiling Beauty. It was a terrifying prospect, exposing her most vulnerable self to the world. But Maya, fueled by a newfound sense of purpose, knew she had to do it. The exhibition was a profound success. Visitors were deeply moved by her raw honesty, her artistic courage, and the powerful message of self-acceptance embedded in her work. Her story spread through the local media. She spoke openly about her accident, her depression, and her journey to finding beauty in her scars. She became a spokesperson for body positivity and visible difference, challenging societal norms of beauty, reminding everyone that true beauty radiates from within. From a spirit that refuses to be broken. Her message resonated with countless individuals struggling with their own visible or invisible differences. She started workshops, teaching art therapy to others who felt marginalized or disfigured, empowering them to express their inner world, to find their own unique forms of beauty. She transformed her pain into purpose, her scars into a powerful platform for inspiration. Her life, once shattered, was now a vibrant masterpiece, a testament to the unyielding strength of her spirit. Maya's story is a powerful reminder that our bodies may carry scars, but our spirit holds the power to transform them into symbols of strength and profound beauty. It shows us that true resilience isn't about erasing the past, but about embracing every part of your journey, finding light in the darkest corners, and choosing to live authentically, flaws and all. Her journey from profound despair to a beacon of self-acceptance is a testament to the fact that beauty is not about perfection, but about the courage to be truly, vulnerably. Your self-doubt or tale is a beacon of hope for anyone struggling with their own appearance, with a past trauma, or with the belief that their story is over. It reminds us that healing is a journey, not a destination, and that along that path, mentors and communities can emerge, offering the simple compassion that helps us redefine our own beauty and reclaim our own power. Because when you learn to live with your scars, when you allow them to teach you, they don't just become part of your story. They become the very essence of your unique, unforgettable triumph. So the next time you look at your own imperfections, or face a challenge that leaves indelible marks, remember Maya. Remember her strength. Remember that the greatest beauty often shines from within, from a spirit that has been tested, transformed, and has truly learned how to live, celebrating every part of its unique journey. If Maya's incredible story of the scars that taught me how to live touched your heart, if it reignited a spark of self-acceptance, or reminded you of the profound beauty and resilience, please take a moment to like this video. Your likes help us share these powerful true stories of transformation and courage with more people who need to hear them. And if you're moved by true tales of the human spirit, extraordinary strength, and life's beautiful complexities, be sure to subscribe to Heartfelt Chronicles. We bring you inspiring stories every week that remind us that your scars don't define you. Your spirit does. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss another journey with us. What's a challenge or a scar that taught you a profound lesson about life or yourself? Share your powerful experiences and thoughts in the comments below. Let's create a space for support and shared understanding. Thank you for watching. And remember, your scars tell a story of survival, and they can be the very things that teach you how to truly live. See you in the next video.